Hi, this is a brief introduction to Animint2, which is an animated interactive grammar of graphics. It's an advanced data visualization system that makes it easy for people who work with big data to create multi-layer, multi-plot interactive, and possibly animated graphics in order to understand their big data sets. It's a fork of ggplot2, which is a popular R package which uses the grammar of graphics for data visualization, but it adds these new click selects and show selected interactive keywords, so we can get interactive graphics which are rendered on the web using the popular D3 JavaScript library. For example, we have a animation of the World Bank data that we'll look at later. So this is based on technology which is described in our research paper, which was published in the Journal of Computational of Graphical Statistics. Our article was called Extending ggplot2 for Linked and Animated Web Graphics. It describes the new interactive keywords that we add to the grammar of graphics to make this powerful data visualization system possible. It also describes a few examples that show why our system is more advanced than some other competing systems. For example, with Tableau, we created this visualization of the World Bank data, where on the left we have a time series. So that's life expectancy for various countries over time from 1961 to 2012. And here a corresponding scatter plot of like life expectancy versus fertility rate for a given year, with each country shown as a circle on the scatter plot. With Tableau, we can go forward and back in time by clicking on these sliders, our menus on the right here, and you see the updates as the kind of a flashing display of the new data when you do that. But it's not easy to directly click on the data sets to make a new selection. For example, here we might want to click on one of the new years to select a new year, or here we might want to click on a country to have that be selected in the other plot, but we can't do that with the Tableau. So with the Animint system, we can design a version of the World Bank data visualization where here we can click on the year in the time series plot and we see the corresponding update on the scatter plot. And we can also click on the points in the scatter plot to see a corresponding update on the time series. Here I'm selecting different countries by clicking on the points, and it's highlighting the related time series. We can even create a more sophisticated version of this data visualization where here we have, in addition to just life expectancy time series here, we also have a time series of fertility rate on the other axis, and we can see as time goes on, it's animated. We can see the current years being highlighted with this gray rectangle. We can update that year selection by clicking either of these time series plots, and we can choose to highlight interesting countries by clicking them on the either on the scatter plot or on the time series. So this is features, this direct manipulation features where we can directly click on the scatter plots or time series to make the selection. It's not possible with other systems like Tableau. And going on to another example, with Microsoft Power BI, this is another competing system where it's not possible to do some things. For example, small multiples. This is when you want to display different parts of the data in different panels with maybe different X and Y axis scales. Here's a user of Power BI which is asking for this feature, and the response is the feature is still not available, although it will be very helpful. This is one of the features which is natively supported in Animint using our grammar of graphics based system. So the disadvantage here for Tableau is that if you're trying to make a plot like this, where you have different data on different scales here, on the one hand, this is a plot of Error percent, when we're training a linear model, is or a neural network. This is a machine learning technique where we're plotting the error or the mean log loss as a function of the number of iterations of gradient descent learning. So here we can see the numbers vary from 0 to 80, whereas here the numbers just appear as like a flat line near 0 because these just are on totally different scales. Whereas if we look at the corresponding plot in the Animint system, we can see that here we have the different scales here varying from about 10 to 60 for the error percent here at the bottom, and for the mean log loss it varies between 0.5 to 1.5. And so this is a feature that's called facetted plots or multi-panel plots. And so with the Animint system we can very easily see how both the mean log loss and the error percent changes as we do iterations of gradient descent. And furthermore, as we click on these different iterations of gradient descent going from left to right, we can see how the corresponding function and the predictions are evolving on the other plot. So we can see the updates as we click. So in summary, Animint provides some unique features based on the grammar of graphics, and it adds these new keywords for interactivity, which gives powerful data visualization capabilities far beyond what is currently offered by either Tableau or Power BI.